go and do that. You, because before you know it, you're gonna be dead. Aren't you? And you know that I know that you know it's the truth. Come on, get up. Do you, please? Thank you. Hello, world. Welcome back to episode 2, I believe, of Do You. This show is all about speaking to those people that have found and are following their callings unequivocally. And the aim of the show is to motivate more of us to do the same. I can't even speak English. More of us to do the same. There's the Queen's English for you. Thank you. Because a lot of us think about doing stuff, but we don't actually do it, or we'll do it once or twice and we'll fail. But really what we all need to do, me included especially, is to take the first step, learn from the failure, get up, do it again, keep doing it until stuff is working. All right, good. Now, to find out more about me, you can check out ReubenChristian.com. That's REUBEN, Christian spelt like the religion.com. That's kind of the same with all my social handles other than Insta, which is ReubenChristian1. Who do I think I am? I don't know. That was the only name available. And also, the rest of these interviews are on soundcloud.com/Reuben dash, I think it is, Christian. REUBEN, Christian spelt like the religion. So today's interview is with a gentleman by the name of Paul McGregor, who runs mensfashionmagazine.com. Sorry, I don't know why I was speaking like that. I think it's the sartorial me coming out. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, today's interview is with a very stylish chap called Paul McGregor. He runs a site called mensfashionmagazine.com. It's one of those sites where, as a man, one day you'll realize that you need to improve your style. Maybe you've gone through a divorce, or maybe you're out on the dating scene, or maybe you're just sick of looking like Wurzel Gummidge on crack. I don't know, but we all go through it. I've had many failures when it comes to style, and I used to go on the internet to find out information on how to upgrade it. It's also the reason why we started individualism. But yeah, there you go. So Men's Fashion Magazine is a site that is doing really well at the moment. It gives out really precise and easy to understand information on upgrading your style, regardless of what level you would think you are, whether you think you're part of the style elite, or again, if you think you look like Wurzel Gummidge and his brethrens. Yeah, I've been quite a big fan of the site for the last few years. I always kind of go over and check it. I like how often they post. I like how they put their stuff together. And I'd like to know a bit more about the business model and the brains behind it. And Paul is that guy. I met him down at fairgroundlondon.com. And I was blown away by the amount he's done and the amount that he's actually doing. And it's all simply because he had an idea and he just went for it. Everything has kind of fallen into place and he's learned as he's progressed. And I think that's what we all need to do. So yeah, here's the interview with Paul, man. Check my stuff out on ReubenChristian.com. Go and do something, man. Let's get up and do. Don't think. Do. Thank you. Good night. Well, not good night. Here we go. Find out what you're here to do and go and do that. Because before you know it, you're gonna be dead.
I know how to market videos on YouTube, like how to rank them and stuff like that. But the problem with the videos that we were doing with Stevie, it's just time. You know, we had a studio in Brixton, and then you pay in the videographer, you're pulling all the clothing, you're like, do you know what I mean? Like Stevie's, and then you create 2 or 3 videos. You put them live and then you run out of videos. So it's I want to create something that I can knock out really quickly. Just create short videos, put out 2 a week, rank them and build subscribers.
Are you, this is rolling by the way.
It's fine, man.
Yeah. Are you, with the video stuff, right? Do you have someone in there to kind of do that? Or is it all your vision?
It's a mixture. So I think video is the best platform for style advice for men. You know, we churn out long, lengthy articles on the site.
Yeah, but they're really good though.
They're good. They're good for Google purposes. So they rank really well. But for a guy to want to learn how to dress, he doesn't want to sit and read an 1,000-word article. Okay. He wants to watch a quick 2-minute video. Yeah. Something that's more visual, more punchy. And rather than sitting on a train, reading an article on how to wear a blazer, just a quick 2-minute video, and then it's the same kind of educational.
Do you know, I was going through your stuff, and the way you lay things out, the visuals are really, really strong. So I think it kind of does that job. I think visually you can see what you should be wearing, and the pictures are really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
So I don't think the copy detracts from it at all.
No, it doesn't. I skim read them still, you know, like the
Really?
guy,
As the guy that's running it, you're skim
So,
reading your own stuff.
everything's kind of, the online site is all outsourced now. So like the writers will send it to, I've got a guy who's like a deputy online editor.
Yeah.
So it goes to him, and then it goes to someone who publishes them.
Yeah.
So I kind of just oversee it now.
Yeah.
But I'll go through and read them sometimes. But yeah, I mean, if I'm, I don't know, reading other blogs, I still skim read and go to the images, you know, because I prefer to just see things visually then.
So you've kind of directed it how you consume media.
Yeah.
You've kind of put that as the backbone behind it.
I don't think we'll ever stop doing the longer, lengthy pieces because they're good for ranking purposes for Google, and I mean, our readers seem to like them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just having that alongside more shorty, punchy, more visual.
Yeah.
Kind of ideas.
Sick. When did you start it off?
So I went to college, left college.
Well done. Do you know, I'm ready for that, man. Anyone that leaves and does the wrong thing, I'm like, you're one of us, bro.
Then went to get a job.
What were you doing at college, if you don't mind me asking?
I did A-levels, so I did business.
Yep.
Which is irrelevant. Like you learn about like cash forecasting and just doesn't make sense.
Excel,
probably get an F in that now. Business, I did music technology, media studies, and IT.
You do any singing or rapping?
Not really. More
Not
like
really. So you kind of touched it.
more like music production, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so you dropped out, or you
No,
left?
I finished.
Okay, so you finished A-levels.
got my A-levels. They weren't like amazing grades.
Yeah.
Then went to get a job working in an IT help desk. So it's just on the phones. Like
Where was that?
It was about a 40-minute drive near Chelmsford in Essex.
Yeah.
So I used to drive there. Used to have a job. This is when I was like 19. And then I was toying with the idea of going to university to become a PE teacher.
A PE teacher?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
All right. So from music to IT to PE.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was always, like, PE was like my best sport. I got, like good grades in PE.
Yeah.
And then I always kind of wanted to teach. So, and I always wanted to go to university for the parties and like the
just
jokes.
for the social life. Right?
Just for the social life.
The women and drinks.
Just like PE, like I enjoyed that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was at the help desk, and then I lost my dad when I was 19.
Okay.
But before that, I was always selling stuff on eBay. So when I was like 15, I used to sell stuff on eBay.
Really?
Yeah, just like
We've done a bit of that, myself and Aaron.
yeah, like just making a little bit of money at 15.
What were you selling, bro?
Clothes.
Really?
Yeah, like
Your own clothes?
No.
No.
China source clothes.
So you would buy stuff and then sell it again?
Yeah. And what I also used to do as well is to my friends, a lot of them don't know this, I used to buy off eBay and then sell to them with like a markup on it.
Oh, wow.
So like
Wow,
maybe
so
like
now you know these
Evasu
friends.
jeans. Remember Evasu jeans? And
Yeah.
things like
We
that.
pronounce them Evisu. I don't know what the right way is to
I don't
pronounce
know,
it.
but yeah, like them and like Lacoste polo shirts. Like I used to buy them cheap.
And then you'd
Add like
see
a
your
fiver
friends,
on and then...
then you see your friends rolling around with the stuff that you sold. Was there any guilt when you were looking at it?
Not at all. I probably made like
Gotta be like that, I
£2 a
guess.
shirt, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was doing
So it was
that.
more the thrill of doing it than the money you were making.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
So that's when your
but
entrepreneurial
yeah, I mean,
spirit
eBay
kicked
was
in, I
doing
guess.
really well, and then like
Yeah.
I couldn't take it much further. Like it was just eBay and sort of making it casual money.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, then I lost my dad at 19, and that really like shook things up. I was kind of like sitting in this help desk thinking, like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of left and just went on my own. Like I just left my job and thought, right, I'm going to take a risk. It was a bit of like a crappy period, so it's kind of like the kick up the backside, you know, oh, I'm going to go do something. So continued selling on eBay, and then I set up an online retailer called Brightman.
Called Brighterman.
Brightman, yeah, .com.
Brighter. Why brighter?
So the vision there was to
bright
sell
future.
accessories. So like, you know,
Neon.
accessorize.
Accessories. Okay.
How big accessorize is for women?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the male alternative to that. So it's to sell like ties. But the vision back then when I was like 19 was to color match. So basically, I thought guys would be interested in like a red hat, a red tie, a red pair of socks, red shoelaces.
You weren't the only one, bro. If you see some of the pictures of myself and Aaron, we just look like a bag of Skittles.
I know, and I thought that's what guys wanted, but it wasn't true. But it did okay.
No, but at the time, they did. At the time, you looked at someone that had a hat that matched their trainers or their tie, and you're like, all right, this guy's got swag.
That's the idea. I was like, oh, yeah. Red.
Yeah.
God above. But it did okay. But that was like the big venture. Like I had like brands like Peterworth, Box Fresh.
Sick. So what did those guys approach you once you set the site
No, I
up?
went to them and like I had it.
Well, you physically rung them up, or you went to their office?
I went to
What
like
did you do?
trade shows.
And you connected, so you're all by yourself hustling?
Yeah, all by myself, yeah. So it's kind of like went to trade shows, got accounts with the brands, like Gabici. They weren't like a massive brand.
Yeah.
But accessories wise, it's still something I want to do because like accessories are timeless. Like a tie's a tie. I've got ties that my granddad sort of had like 60 years ago. So it's kind of like a good market to go into because I could buy accessories and 4 years later I could still sell them rather than like clothing that's on trend.
Yeah. So it was at that point when you decided to focus on timeless things, timeless products.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like rather than going into clothing, competing with like Top Man, ASOS. Yeah. All of that. It's just like, do accessories and just specialize in that. But that did well. And then from that to market it, I started writing for blogs, so like Fashion Beans.
So this was so that was your full-time gig. That was how you were making all your money.
But I was kind of struggling with it, just ticking over.
And you were 19 at this time.
19, going on from 19. Yeah. And then I started writing for Fashion Beans. Yeah. Like a year or two later. Okay. But that was all for the sole purpose of like
to get the eyeballs back to your site.
Yeah, to get people.
So
to
did you have links on Fashion Beans back to yours? And they knew what you were doing. They knew your master plan.
So I used to write for Fashion Beans for free. Yeah. And sort of said to the editor, like, this is like the project. Is there any chance I can link back to some products or mention that I'm from this site and get your visitors to over there?
How long were you doing it for free for?
Probably about six months to a year.
And when did you have the balls to ask for the link backs? Because obviously there's a time when you do stuff for free, you build a relationship.
I mean, it didn't take too long, like a month or so. Got in there. But I mean, like they were really cool about it. Like they liked the idea. It wasn't like I was linking back to like a casino website or something a bit dodgy. It was something related. But they were fine with that. And then I started writing for more blogs and all for free, just to get like traffic to the site.
And you must have grown your network there contact-wise during that time, right?
Yeah, and I mean, then it kind of made me a bit more interested in it. So with Fashion Beans, you've probably seen their stuff. They're like really long, detailed articles. Yeah. And they were very like guideline focused, that they needed to be about this. And so it was kind of like doing a lot of research back then. My style back then was still atrocious. Like I was still wearing like tracksuit bottoms at home, like writing these style articles. But it kind of made me look into it a bit more. I was never really interested in it.
So you were never interested in it, but you were writing for the blogs and you were reading this stuff. And so you saw a commercial opportunity.
Yeah.
So that was there before your appreciation for style.
Yeah, definitely.
So you wouldn't call yourself a fashion guy like a lot of these writers.
No,
you're an entrepreneur. You're a businessman.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I said, I used to sell clothing when I was younger. So then it was like, okay, I'm going to sell accessories, and I kind of just fell into the whole style like sense of it. It was more like the business opportunity than I'm really into fashion. Let's go into that. Yeah.
Okay. So this was brighter.com.
Brighterman.com.
Brighterman.com. So how long did that last for?
It lasted a while. It's still live now, but
seriously? So you're still making some money off that? You got
a little bit. Like I make a few sales, but I haven't touched it for like 2 years. So don't judge it. Like,
no, I never judge it, mate. If you see our old website, you'd understand we can't judge
but
shit.
it did do quite well. It was kind of, to be honest with you, it done well, but I also learned from a lot of mistakes that I made with it, which was good.
Any in particular that you can remember?
Just like buying rubbish stock.
Really?
I went to China. Like I saw.
You physically went over.
I didn't go to China. I used like Alibaba.com. It's like a big site, and I sourced a lot of products because a guy said to me, "Go to China, you get bigger return on investment." So I went and looked for some products. Got like these really tacky rings, some watches, ties with like Brighterman in the label. But you have to buy obviously a lot.
It's like those surprise shops on Oxford Street that sell everything.
Yeah. But the ties did well. Like I got them for probably £1.50. Yeah. Used to sell them for like sort of £10, £15. So they did well. Yeah. But the biggest mistake I made was was searching Alibaba and I saw these shoelaces that you could buy. I think it was 3,000 shoelaces, and they worked out at like 9p a shoelace. Well, on eBay they were selling for like $2.99. So obviously I do the math, like, work out the markup times 3,000 because I'm going to sell all these shoelaces, and I'm like, right, I'm going to be rich.
Yeah.
So I've got these crazy amount of shoelaces, and I think I sold like 10 pairs.
Still at home, aren't they?
No, I got rid of them in the end.
How'd you get rid of them? Just give
sold them in
away
bulk. I sold them in bulk. I hit someone up on eBay who sells a lot
I
and
thought
said,
you
buy
sold
these.
them in bow. I thought, they probably sell them.
I could have tried that, man. I could have tried that. But no, I probably sold like maybe 20 pairs individually, and then just sold the rest off. Yeah. Mum was getting a bit annoyed because I used to stock all the stuff at her house.
Oh yeah, like, by default.
She's like, "Oh, you got these shoelaces for?"
My mum's shed still has a lot of my stuff from sledges.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I know, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like mistakes and marketing mistakes, like spending money on like marketing strategies that didn't work, and then like marketing it and knowing what kind of worked. I then took that forward with other projects.
Do you think that's the best way to do these things? Trial and error. There's only so much you can read. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and I take it you're quite stubborn when you want to do something. You'd only learn your own way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like my own worst critic. Like I'm a kind of a perfectionist with everything. Yeah. Which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. You know, like if I do something wrong, I'm like, oh crikey, I might as well just give up. You know, and then move. That's like the old me. Now it's like, oh, have a go. If it doesn't work, then move on.
So how long did that mentality take to kick in? That whole trial and error, thick skin thing.
I think until you start making like some half decent money with it.
Okay.
You know, like when an idea kicks in and okay, like it's working. Yeah. I think that's when. I just learned so much from that because like with Brightman, it was like I'm a one-man band. So I used to like go to all the trade shows, deal with all the accounts, deal with all the customers, put everything up on the site, help with like the coding, the graphics. I tried to do like absolutely everything, like the marketing. Yeah.
But it's how we start off though, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, you realize you need help.
Yeah, I learned from that. And now it's like, I always advise people against that. But I think like from that, I generated skills. I'm not like a specialist in coding or like web development, but I know
the basics.
The basics. So like it helps like moving forward.
So when did Men's Fashion magazine kick off?
So that was again, I was writing for blogs, and I was like, oh, I just might as well just create my own. So it was like creating a sort of like a satellite site. So I created my own blog, put some content up, but the main aim of that blog was to be sending visitors to the online retail store.
Okay, so that blog again was just an avenue to send people to Brightman.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's called Men's Fashion Magazine, because Google used to work that you used to be able to buy like mensfashionmagazine.com and you'd rank really well for that term. Yeah. But it kind of changed, but we still rank really well for that. But that's why it was called Men's Fashion Magazine, for ranking purposes. So I was going to rank this blog. Yeah. Get like maybe 100 visits a day. Yeah. Send them to the online retail store where they'll buy my crappy accessory.
You're lazy. Do you have a business partner, or do you do this all yourself?
No, so I kind of like have a good team now, which like, I learned a lot about outsourcing. There's a book called 4 Hour Work Week. Have you read it? Yeah. Tim Ferriss.
Yep.
Like that kind of kicked me up the backside, like to start outsourcing more.
Yeah. Was that because it freed up your time?
Yeah, big time. And not only that, it then allows me to work on what I'm good at.
Which is?
So like marketing, so like, business development. So I work now on like the whole like business development of the magazine, the moving forward, like all the ideas, while it still generates income and while it still ticks in the background.
And this is your full-time gig?
Yeah.
Men's Fashion Magazine?
Yeah, so I do that full-time. I also lecture at London College of Fashion.
Sick guy. For someone that wasn't interested in fashion style at the beginning, right?
But I lecture on marketing, so it's like...
Oh, what... Okay, so go on.
So that comes from, again, writing for Fashion Beans. Like someone saw...
And they approached you to be an authority. Me. That is so sick.
They approached me and said that they had a seminar on the future of... It's called the Fashion Colloquia, I think. It was probably... I think I was 20 at the time. Yeah. And they sent an email saying they'd read one of my pieces on Fashion Beans. They wanted me to talk about the future of menswear. At this seminar, and I was like, no way. Like I used to hate standing up in school and talking.
You weren't a public speaker back then.
No, I hated it.
Were you quite fearful as a child?
Yeah, no, not really, but like I hated
shy.
Sort of like breaking comfort zones. You know, like it wasn't as like with my friends, I wasn't shy, but like if I had to talk about something that I didn't know, it's kind of like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So I was kind of putting it off, but like, the money was good, like to do the gig, so it kind of gave me the push to go and do it. Yeah. So I did that seminar. And then they approached me for another one. And then someone watching that seminar was the short course leader at London College of Fashion.
That's putting it all together.
And she come to me and she said, I'd love you to do like a short course on like social media marketing.
Yeah.
So started to do that.
So so they had the course prepped, or did you give creative input into the
No,
course
so
as
I
well?
had to like obviously prep the course, all of the notes, like all of the
How
slides.
long did that take?
That took a while. But the good
Yeah.
thing with it is like you get paid obviously to deliver the course. But when you get given a new course, you have to put together all of the
But
material.
that must be good for you, the whole process, because you kind of relearn things and you organise.
Exactly. And then like they give you a brief, so it's like very beginner. So it's kind of like stripping everything back, how to market on social media for like beginners. But then once you've got that course, you just deliver it. So I think it runs on terms is about 4 a year. So it's a 12.5-hour course.
Yeah.
So it runs normally over 2 days.
Okay.
And I'll just deliver that course.
So that's separate from your regular lectures?
No, so that I don't rate, it's only short course lectures that I do.
Okay.
So I did the social media one, and then they asked me to do a blogging one, which I share with another lecturer. And then they asked me to do one on online retail. Okay. So I did have free, but the problem with having free at the time is they all cross over. Yeah. So like I'd have a student come to my social media one, and then she'd come to my blogging one, and then she'd come to the online retail one. And I'm kind of like, well, you've learned like most of this because they kind of cross over with each other. So I dropped the social media one. So now I just do online retail and the blogging one.
That must be good because you can then send all your students, new students, to both your sites, right? So everything's working. Yeah. So when you do take on a new project, do you always have the big picture in mind? Okay, this is gonna, because I take it you know where you want to go with everything. Yeah. So every time an opportunity comes, do you say yes if it works with your master plan, or do you sometimes just do it if it's got nothing to do?
It's different now. Like I'm very into systemizing everything. So like the magazine, we have a lot of content go live. Yeah. But I have like a group of writers who then send it to an online editor who then send it to... Okay, so you sorted this whole system out. Yeah, so I kind of plan it. So the writers send it to the online editor. They're all based in England. Yeah. 'Cause English writers, and then he edits it up.
Okay, so he proofs everything. So they write and he proofs.
Yeah, he proofs.
So there's one tone of voice across the whole website. Yeah,
so he'll proof, and then he sends it to a guy who works with me, based in Pakistan.
Fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
have you met this dude?
No, I want to go meet him.
It could be a woman just pretending to be a man online.
I want to go meet him, but I mean, like, he's worked with me for two years now.
Yeah.
Like,
and what's his role?
Full time. So he's kind of like, they call it like a VA. So like, he's my kind of right hand man. Like
virtual assistant.
Virtual assistant. Like he'll do tasks that I need doing. So he's a very clever guy, like a really nice guy, and I trained him to publish everything on WordPress. So my online editor sends it to him. Yeah. He'll take all the image links, resize them, take all the product links, link them through affiliate channels.
Does all the dirty work.
Adds it all to WordPress, publishes it, schedules it all up for like the week.
So you don't sort out the schedule.
No. So yeah.
So the online editor. Working with him for? The VA.
The VA, like 2.5 years.
Does he have a name? Not that anyone's trying to steal him.
Wackass. It's called Wackass. Yeah.
Wow.
Really nice guy. Like, I want to go out there and meet him.
Yeah.
But he's left his job now, so he's full time with me.
Sick. And so you've got, is he on commission or is he on a wage? If you don't
hourly
mind? You don't have to answer all this.
No, it's fine. It's an hourly rate. There's a site called Odesk.
Okay.
So Odesk, you post jobs, people bid on your jobs, and have you seen the website? Odesk?
I haven't seen it. No.
Clever site. So basically, he tracks his time. So every time he's working for me, he'll log in and like click start. Yeah. And what Odesk does is it takes a screenshot of his screen every 5 minutes, and then he'll log out. So then I have like a work diary, and I can see everything that he's doing.
Do you check up on Wackass?
No, not at all. Like, but sometimes if I hire like a coder or something, I do. But and then it totals up. Okay. So he'll maybe do like 40 hours for the week, and then automatically the money gets sent to him through Odesk.
Crazy. So, do you teach this stuff in your lectures? How to automate these things and all that?
Because I mean, it's the biggest thing that I learned. So like trying to do everything on my own. Yeah. To now like outsourcing everything.
So where do you work from home?
I work from
just
home,
remote, anywhere the hell you want.
Everywhere, yeah. So like I've got like an office where I live locally, Leon C. It's like a photo studio, so I kind of just work there. But I mean,
you
it's
live
like
by the seaside.
By the seaside, yeah.
Mate,
come down for a Rossi's ice cream, man.
I thought you said, what ice cream?
Ice cream, Rossi's.
I thought you said erotic something. I was like, yeah, London's popping.
They've got them probably as well down in Southend. But no, like so I work from a photo studio, but it's like 5-minute walk. But the reason was I wasn't working at home anymore. I was like waking up, cooking food.
Yeah. So you seldom come into London?
I come into London, kind of once, twice a week.
Yeah, so do you know what that proves? That you don't necessarily need to, because everyone thinks London is where it's popping in the UK.
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of creatives here, but at the same time, I'm guessing it's quite oversaturated. You could run an amazing business like you're doing from where the hell you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's always that mentality that I've had, that I've always wanted to like work on a beach, but I tried
Just
that.
It
didn't work too well. Like I went traveling like to Thailand and stuff for like sort of 2 months.
What, just to get a breather?
Yeah, just the vision of like being able to sit on a beach with your laptop and your business still runs.
Yeah. Tim Ferriss talks a lot about that, doesn't he?
I mean, that was after the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of was nice, but I wasn't working. You know, like when you're sitting on a beach with your laptop, you're not in work mode. You just want to go swimming.
Yeah, especially if women are walking past. Man. Do you know what I mean? Like, turn that shit off.
But I mean, I do like the whole idea of working remotely. Like,
okay. I remember when you guys put out your first. I'm not too sure if it's your first and only up-to-date print magazine.
Yeah.
When I came to the launch down in Soho, it was. It was in Universal Works, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really, really like that magazine because there's something nice about having a tangible magazine.
Yeah.
Are you guys ever gonna do that again, or was that just a one-off thing?
So what it was is we have like the digital edition.
Yeah.
Releases one every 2 months. We're on edition 5 now, which is launching.
And the app supports that, doesn't it?
Yeah, the apps you use on App Store and Google Play. But yeah, like it was kind of like a one-off print. Yeah. So the first edition, we wanted to do like a launch, and I always say when instead of marketing and paying for marketing, sometimes it's easier just to send them something. It's probably the same with you. Like if a brand sends you like a jacket, you feel in debt to then repay that favor. Yeah. So it's kind of like,
no one talks about the repayment of the favor. It's just
you feel like you have
universally understood, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I owe them something. Yeah. So it's kind of like, what can I send like press to maybe cover it?
The amount of shoehorns I've got, bro.
I keep getting beard stuff and I can't even grow a beard, man. Like,
oh, you can't grow one?
Not really. I grow patchy beards.
Seriously, that's like Nigel from my team.
Face.
Yeah. It's a sometime-ish beard, but go on.
So it was kind of like a one-off print. We did like 100 copies. Yeah. Gave them away at the launch. It was that was a smaller version of the magazine as well, because of the printing costs. It's
that must have been a killer.
Yeah, it was a killer.
So was it an experiment? Is that why you done that?
Yeah, I mean, and also I wanted a copy of myself. So it's kind of like I wanted a physical copy. Yeah. So we did like the one-off print, and I'd love to take it into print. Yeah.
But wouldn't that be stress?
But yeah,
you're doing well online.
Yeah, and I mean,
isn't that a step backwards?
I don't know. I still prefer to read like
tangible
books,
stuff,
and still like magazines. I still have subscriptions to magazines, even though I could get them on my phone. Like I don't do that. Yeah. But obviously I prefer to market digitally. So it's kind of like that was the route I wanted to go down. I'd only go to print if we kind of had like pre-orders. Yeah. Does that make sense?
So you knew that it would do.
Yeah. So let's say 1,000 people a month paid for the print.
Yeah.
I'd go and print 1,000 a month, so then I'm never really losing anything.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll get to that. But
yeah, well, best of luck with that, bro.
We'll see.
I was reading it as well, and I remember picking up quite an interesting read, actually. You were talking about posture.
Yeah.
Just how a man should stand.
While I'm slouching on this, on this sofa.
No, but even though you're slouching, you still look mannequin-esque, bro.
No,
you look good. So what's that whole posture thing about? Did you learn that stuff in PE?
No, not really. I mean, I just learned it from back pain.
What the fuck?
Working at like a desk all the time. Like,
so you really did have back pain?
Yeah, I had back pain, and then I paid like loads for chiropractor and like osteopaths and all that. And then like it was kind of just like, I think it's just recorrecting your posture. Like my posture's still awful, man. Like
Do you think so?
Yeah,
You stand upright like a soldier,
bro.
Think? Compared to a lot of people I know. Yeah. You walk well. You hold yourself.
I saw a photo from LCM of like me just like slouching over. But no, I mean, I think it helps with everything, like appearance-wise. Like there's a technique called the Alexander technique. Have you heard of it?
No, go on.
So it's all about. It's really simple. It's just about like freeing your neck. So the simple like strategy is like you just lay down. Right. With like books underneath your head for like 10 minutes. Yeah. And it's all about like freeing your neck, and without going into too much detail, it's like really simple. Yeah. And it kind of talks about how when you're like a kid, like if when you were like 1, 2, like you'd stand up straight, like naturally. If you went to bend down for something, like you bend with your knees and you sort of pick it up. Now if I bend down, I just bend from the hips.
Yeah. Which is a lazy way to bend down.
So it's like you're born with like good posture.
Yeah.
And then you get bad posture.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I'm trying to work on, but like...
Yeah.
I think it helps with style as well. Like,
you know, it does. The way, like, how you hold... If you're a walking mannequin to an extent, it's how...
Yeah.
Like, no mannequin's a hun.
No, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think, like, it's not about just how you dress, is it? It's like how you
like,
carry yourself, how you act, how you... I mean...
Did style help your life? Because you told me that you weren't necessarily stylish, but I take it you were quite content doing your own things. But when you started to adopt a certain style and started to take more interest in your appearance, did anything change?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning. Like, I think that's the thing with style, and that's the whole vision of the magazine. It's not like the latest catwalks. I know it's called Men's Fashion Magazine, but like, explain the reasons for that. It's not like the latest catwalks, the latest fashion trends. It's just like education. So it's like I look back at some of the things I used to wear and like they're awful, and I think like, why did I ever wear that? But I thought that was stylish back then. You know, like I used to
be the case.
I used to
look back on today in 10 years and think,
and it's the same with like musicians. Like musicians listen to like their old material and they're like, crikey, that's like,
crikey.
Like why would I like why did I do that? And but so I'm still like learning. Like I still like I'm very critical like what I wear and stuff like that, and it's really basic now. Like I think men's like style is basic. It's more like keeping it timeless, like formal. Did you learn with that casuals.
As you progress though, right? Because like what I've found is as we grow older as men, we worry less about trying to stand out and peacock and more about dressing to our own self.
Exactly.
So that must have come with time. You must have realized, you know what, these bright flashing neon trainers with the flashing lights,
shoelaces,
1,000 pairs of laces hanging off my hat isn't going to work. When did that kind of happen?
I don't know.
Because I'm still learning it, to be honest.
No, I mean, it's the same with me. Like I see a lot of guys now within the industry, and I think like styles are immaculate, and it's like but then you've also got guys in the industry who like still like peacock and still like try and stand out, but each to their own, man. It's like it's fine, but I mean, I used to just follow trends and like just try and be the same as. I think when you're older, it's kind of just more timeless, isn't it? It's like a blazer is still going to be like stylish like 20 years down the line. And I think now as well, it's more like quality over quantity. I used to shop at sort of like cheap stores to get bargains, you know. Like,
I love how you just censored the name of any particular store that has a proof.
I don't want to admit some of them stores, like the 99p store or something. But like, I used to get like
to the 98p stores.
But like, you used to have like 10 blazers that cost £30 a blazer, you know, and then you'd wear like one. Whereas now my mentality is to have like one higher quality, better fitting blazer rather than like 10.
So the key is investing, isn't it? Because in the long run, it's more bang for your buck anyway.
And I think again that comes of age. Like when you're 19, you spend money on going out and drinking. And
wisdom through hindsight, I guess. Do you ever get frustrated doing all this stuff? Do you ever think, you know what, fuck this, I want to do something else. This is just killing my life right now. I've gone through loads of frustrations as an entertainer, and then sometimes getting involved with Indiv and running that. When you want something to go a certain way and it doesn't, and it's out of your control, things must get frustrating, right?
Yeah, it does. The way I look at it is I'd never ever go to like a 9 to 5, because people say it's a risk to run your own business, but I think it's a risk to work a 9 to 5 because like it's their decision to sack you, you know. Like,
so nothing's out of your control, is it?
Your future is up to your boss, you know. Like you could be earning 30k a year. A week later, you could turn around and you're made redundant. And whereas with me, if I'm not making money, it's my fault. It's my fault. So it's
you're mad harsh on yourself.
So so it's like, okay, right. So what do I do to go and make some more money? So I never ever really like see it as a risk anymore. But there's times where it's like, what am I doing? Like, like you give up on projects and stuff. But
so how do you get through those dips? Just keep going.
Just outsource it.
Just outsource to whack-ass. Yo, whack-ass, you got any cousins, bro? To do all this stuff for me.
No, so like, I mean, I think I'm more So like I take risks now, but they're more like systemized risks. So it's like I'm working on like I work in other projects, other industries as well.
Oh, other than fashion and stuff?
Yeah, so I do like business development for like an online course.
Bro, do you ever sleep?
No, sleep. Yeah, I don't work that much actually.
Really?
And then working on like a fitness app with like one of my friends.
Sick.
So we're entering like the fitness sort of like niche.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like taking the projects on that I kind of know will work.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, I like to test ideas now as well. So it's not like coming up with the idea that I had for Brightman of red socks, red tie, red belt, and it not working. Yeah. It's like I'll come up with an idea, test it. If it doesn't work, I'll put it in a pile for like try in another few years.
Yeah. So you shelf everything.
Yes, I mean like totally if I have like an idea, I'll come up with maybe like a smaller version of that idea. Yeah. You know, see how well people react to it, and then scale it up.
That whole testing phase, right?
Yeah.
Do you test over a period of time? Do you say, okay, I'm going to try this, for example, blog post for 10 weeks? Is there a system in place for testing, or do you just go with your gut?
So without getting too technical, there's two ways that I test. The main way is I create like a site with like an email capture form. So it will be like, let's say we're testing this app. Yeah. It will be enter your email if you're interested in this app, and we explain what the app is. Yeah. Enter your email and you'll get the app before anyone else for free. Something like that. So it's kind of like a call to action, and then just enter your email. Yeah. And then I use something like Facebook ads. So I pay for traffic. So I pay for visitors, like Facebook ads or Google AdWords. Get targeted people to that page, and then say 2,000 people went to that page and 2 people entered their email address. Yeah. I know that people aren't interested in it. So that's the way that I test. So now with the app.
And you don't work with anyone on this testing. This is all you doing it yourself?
Yeah, this is all myself, yeah. Okay. So we'll set up like a small page. What do you think of this? Yeah. Enter your email if you're interested. Yeah. Send Facebook paid traffic to, let's say, 2,000 people to that site. Yeah. If 50% of them convert, then I know that people are interested in it. If it's lower than that, then I kind of just scrap the idea or rethink it.
Nice method, man. With your team as well, do you select writers? Do you select bloggers, or do they organically end up on the team somehow? Yeah, so that's how our team.
I select them still. Yeah, I mean I'm very fussy as such with like the featured pieces. Yeah. The problem with that is like you can't outsource it anywhere, because the only place you can outsource it is to stylish guys. You know, like I've had really good writers write feature pieces before, but because they don't have that kind of thought process behind how like style works, the stuff they advise isn't right, and it's kind of like a bad representation. Yeah,
it's bad advice.
Bad advice, yeah. So
the guys on your team, the guys on your team all really, really know about men's style.
Yeah, and I mean like the featured writers are kind of, that's more of like a process. Like I pay them per piece, and they're guys that I kind of trust to come up with like good advice now. Okay. But do
you proof all the concepts that go on, like the blog titles and the blog article
I want to, but I don't.
You don't? So you trust everybody?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like some of the writers are really good. Like they're stylish people. So they know kind of what to advise. Yeah. So I trust them with that. But then, like I said before, I've had writers on board and who are amazing writers who study sort of like journalism, but don't have that kind of style approach. Yeah. And some of the topics they used to come up with, man, it's like
like what, bro?
I think one of them was like
to use laces.
How to wear red coloured laces. I think one was like what to wear when walking your dog. Something like that. And it was kind of,
I swear Mr. Porter put something out.
Did they?
Like that.
See, maybe I missed out on that opportunity.
Yeah, well, about guys and their dogs, and then there was pictures of guys walking their dogs really stylishly. So
maybe I missed out on that opportunity then. But that was like, but yeah, I mean,
a visionary.
But I do want to kind of come up with topics now. Yeah. Again, it's just time. It's like for me to come up with topics and delegate them. And
Well, I mean, it's doing well anyway. The team seem to be quite cohesive and coming up with great stuff. So I guess leave them to it.
And again, I want to start writing more. So
do you?
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't written an article on the site for ages.
So would your articles be about style or about what you're doing
both. So
Because it'd be interesting to read. I mean,
so it's
just hearing you speak now,
section
great.
that we're going to launch, and you probably know that like the purpose behind it is something called, I don't know what the name's going to be, but something along the line of journals.
Yeah.
So it's going to be some personal branding to the magazine. So I'll have like my own personal blog within the magazine, so you can sort of read all my entries. So instead of me writing long pieces on how to wear a blazer or how to pull off red shoelaces or whatever, it's kind of like what I'm up to.
Yeah.
So really short pieces.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and then like Daniel Roan, who's like heavily involved, he's gonna have the same. And then we're gonna have another guy called Mike who works for Chester Barry, so he works on Savile Row. Yeah. He's gonna have his own personal blog within the magazine. Yeah. So the reason behind that is because I think personal branding is the way forward now. It's like, as you probably know, it's like if a magazine recommends a blazer, people see that as like paid. Like people don't take that much trust from it.
The sales barriers go up.
Whereas if you recommended a blazer to me,
and I'm wearing it in a photo,
and you're wearing it, I'd go and like
check it out.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in it. So it's more about putting faces to the magazine now. But I also want to write feature pieces. Based around kind of like just style advice and things like that.
Sick. Do you think your audience currently is a style savvy audience, or do you think it's the normal guy that is looking for help?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with the name, we do get kind of like people really into fashion. Yeah. And they're probably expecting different to what we offer. They're probably expecting like catwalk rundowns, and which we do sometimes offer if like LCM's on. Yeah. So yeah, I think people obviously find us and want to know about like fashion designers and stuff like that. But then most of our audience, the people that we target, is like the regular guy. Yeah. So I believe every guy wants to look better. Yeah. It's just kind of like trying to educate them in how to do that. Yeah. But,
all right, is there anything you don't like about your site?
About my site?
Yeah, that's a really
Let me get
question.
The list out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's always like thinking of improvements and stuff. Yeah. It's like, off the top of my head, I don't know.
All right, so plans for the future then instead. Is there any big focus that you'd like to upgrade within?
Yes, I mean, obviously a wider audience. Like our audience is good. Yeah. Like we have
mainly UK based, is it?
Yeah, it's mainly UK based. We have a lot of US
readers,
visitors as well. But like the audience is probably like 80K a month. Wow. Like uniques, which is good. But then you look at like other blogs who have like 4 times that amount. Yeah. It's kind of like, okay, how can we match that? So yeah, I mean, building a bigger audience is the aim. And also just working on more projects. So like the digital edition I'm going to push that more. That isn't marketed well enough now. Yeah. So like Daniel's come on board now. He's going to manage all the content for that. Sick. So again, that frees my time up to then manage the marketing for that. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. And also like just focusing on like video content, more like creative stuff. So like our own photo shoots. Yeah. Our own videos. And also we're working on putting like a personal face to the magazine and stuff like that, man.
So one face that's gonna represent the magazine, wouldn't it be yours by default?
Yeah, it's just like getting over that comfort zone of like branding yourself.
Yeah, no, because you're more a behind the scenes dude than you are a front man. I think you'd make a great front man. Your posture's on point. You're not rocking the red laces anymore. So, but it's whether or not you want to do that. Yeah, because when that happens, a lot of responsibility comes with it.
Yeah, again, I do like because I understand the importance of like personal branding. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like if I want to, like I think I do want to. It's just doing it, man.
Yeah, it's just doing it, man.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously with the journals, we're gonna have like Dan. He's gonna be like a face of it as well. Yeah, and some other guys. Yeah. And
are you worried you'll come across too narcissistic?
I don't know.
Because you don't give off that vibe at all. No. I'm telling you, I mean, I've been a frontman for ages, you know what I mean? But then I'm a fool at the same time. Do you know? I do comedy, so self-deprecating stuff. You don't look like you think you are the man to an extent. But no, just a random question, because I know within style and fashion, for the outsiders looking in, they can look at us doing the style thing and think, these guys think they're fucking G's.
Yeah, and I mean, I might be perfect for it because like I'm targeting like the old me, you know, like I'm targeting like the guy who dresses appallingly but thinks he dresses well.
And you wrote about that on the print edition of Men's Fashion Magazine, so people kind of know where you're coming from.
Exactly. So, and again, it's not like I'm what's the word? Like pretentious about it or anything like that. It's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, you're a speaker
Essex
anyway,
boy.
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like just, I want it to be like you going down the kind of like pub with your mates, and I always say this, that like all my friends will give me stick. Like if I turn up wearing like a blazer to like a bar, and they're all wearing like shirts and chinos, like I'll get a bit of stick, but then they'll also ask me where that blazer is from.
later on
down the line.
It's just that one guy. So where'd you get it from?
Yeah, and I mean, like every guy wants to look good. It's just admitting that they do want to look good.
That's it.
I kind of see that now. Like people are, like I always say, it takes me the same amount of time to look good as it does to look bad.
It's so quick for me to look bad.
Yes, I mean like a shirt. Even if you know like a shirt fits you, a pair of trousers fits you, like
and
a
if your
decent pair of
wardrobe
shoes.
staples, horse related
Staples.
your staples are set, then once you put something on, it's already going to look good because it fits you well and you've got your basics sorted out.
There's a video, Patrick Grant, you know, from like Norton & Sons, he talks. He done a video getting dressed in 30 seconds. It's just like shot on a phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he goes from like, I mean, Mr. Porter do it as well, but this is like real raw footage.
Yeah.
And he'll be like undressed. 30 seconds later, he's wearing like a sort of like a pea coat, like a knitwear, like tie, shirt, like smart trousers, nice shoes, and that's taking him like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just, I always say, it's because he knows that all fits him. He knows that that's like suits him. It's what goes together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So he would have learned, and then he would have cut down to the basics in the wardrobe. And once you know what you're doing and you have the basics, you can't really go wrong.
Exactly.
Unless you're drunk.
Exactly. So it's trying to get that message across to everyone. Like everyone spends money on clothing. Everyone spends time on their hair. Everyone spends like everyone worries about how they look, and like if people are going out on a night out, they're always like paying attention to what they're wearing. And so guys do it. It's just
there must be this whole angle on dating though. Because guys, I mean, for the most part, guys go to the gym and get dressed up in order to attract the opposite sex. So there's a massive angle that can be.
There's that huge crossover. Like, I'm toying with the idea of doing it. You know, like there's a whole pickup industry, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, that industry doesn't focus well on style. Like,
it's so bad, bro.
Yeah, it's
like some of the guys that are leading the pickup thing.
Oh yeah, they're making crazy money from it.
They're making great money through their seminars and stuff.
It's awful. Like.
It's funny enough because I've actually approached some of them via email. I've got no response as of yet. I come up via this. I'm guessing similar stuff that you guys may have been thinking about. Because there's just obvious things that they need to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But no, interesting. And I think you guys have the power to.
Like I mean, I speak to like guys about it, and like you said, like, what's the reason you want to look good? And it's to attract.
Yeah.
Like the opposite sex, so to attract like
you put the clothes
women
on in order to get them off. Later on, right?
And I mean, you have the pickup industry, which I think is like quite a cheesy industry, but it obviously works. Like obviously, I've never looked into it. I'm useless with women, but it's like it's like that obviously works. Yeah, but it's kind of like doing it in a classier way. Yeah. You know, like.
No, I agree. I was down Oxford Street a little while ago. I came out of, I don't know what shop it was, All Saints, and I just saw a group of guys on the street, and I knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were talking, and then this really short guy runs up and he gets in front of the girl, and he starts saying the exact lines that I've heard them say on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, that's cringeworthy. But you know what? Best of luck. Yeah. Interesting, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's two guys from London that got a YouTube channel called Street Attraction.
Yeah.
A guy called Eddie.
Yeah. It's the same thing as Day Game. Day Game's the stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, their videos are like really good, and I'm like I got in touch with them guys because what they were doing was like very good on YouTube.
Yeah.
And their videos are better than I think a lot of the popular videos on there. Okay. So it's kind of like
quality or narrative.
Just how like out there they are. Like they'll record like a video of them going up to a girl on a train and they'll pick her up. And they're not doing anything like amazing with it. Yeah. And they kind of want to cross over. So they want us to do like some style tips for like their customers. Yeah. And then I said that I'd help them maybe market their videos on YouTube. Yeah. But again, it's just kind of that, it's a good crossover that we should do. Yeah. But I just think it's a very cheesy industry, isn't it? Like say this and you'll be able to get.
Yeah. But if you're not talking about what they should say and you're talking about the basics of dressing well, then you're good.
Exactly. Maybe.
You don't come across as the creepy entity that's trying to get women in
get them to cover that side of things. I'm going to say wear this.
Dirty work.
But I mean, like, have you seen that? I've only seen it because it's a chick flick and my girlfriend watched it. Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling. Have you seen that film?
No. I love how you just said that. I don't watch it myself.
No, I haven't. And I probably would. It's my favourite film, but like, I'm saying my girlfriend watches it. Ryan Gosling's in it, and I think Steve Carell is in it.
Okay.
And he's like, it's a good film, man. He like gets a divorce from his wife. She's like cheating on him.
Yeah.
And he like dresses like bad. He's like in a bar and like he's sitting there like on his own, talking about like all his misfortunes of his wife. And then Ryan Gosling's obviously like the dapper guy, like, and he approaches him and he like takes him from being that to like this guy who can like just get whatever girl he wants.
Yeah.
And it takes him through like the transformation of like what to wear, which is obviously like the stuff related to the magazine, like what to wear. Then he takes him about what to do. And it's kind of like the cheesy version of like what we might want to.
So kind of like Hitch with Will Smith back in the day.
Yeah.
Sick, man.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Well, listen, man, thanks for chatting to me, bruv. I mean, I knew you'd done a lot, but I didn't know you've done that much. Like whack-ass and all this stuff that you've got set up is mad inspirational. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks for the time.
Good luck with it all. And if you need help with anything, like especially how to be bad on stage when you're ready to be a front man, you got my number.
I already know how to do that, man. Don't worry. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Paul. All good. Find out what you're here to do and go and do that. Because before you know it, you're gonna be dead. Aren't you? And you know that I know that you know it's the truth. Come on, get up. Do you, please. Take it.